What is going on, fellas? And welcome back to Hungary for success with me, FoggyPlays on FM21. Today we are taking on Dinamo Tiblisi in the Champions League third qualifying round, and we've a little bit of an advantage from the first game against them. And we're going to be taking on FmGreeno in the second part of this episode, who finally have been demoted to mid-table team as they've been for the last couple of seasons. If you do go on to enjoy this episode, though, do make sure to like and subscribe. It makes a massive difference to the channel, and we're aiming for 500 subs before the end of the month. Can we do it? I believe we can. It's up to you to hit that sub button, though. So let's get into the video and see how we get on against Dinamo Tbilisi. Right, fellas, so there's not been too many games since you were here last, aka there's been two. We beat Dinamo Tbilisi 5-2 in our home leg. Savic, Carlsberg with a hat-trick, and Medina all getting goals. Carlsberg did miss a penalty. It was the first of the two penalties we got he missed, which was quite annoying. There should have been more penalties, to be fair. There was an awful lot of dodgy tackling going on in both boxes. And then we just went and beat Pushkash Academia 4-1. Quite a comfortable game. Netinho, who we just sold Pushkash, scored a penalty against us, which was hard to take because I didn't think he was good enough to play for us. Goes to Pushkash and scores a goal. Then Carlsberg, Oriola, Gilmer, and Savage all scoring goals, with Mark O'Neill getting sent off. But it was never a sending off, and we went and appealed it, and obviously they saw sense and removed the suspension. We have had a few transfer dealings go through since you were here last. We have not brought anyone else in, but we have had players leave. So Neri's gone out on loan to Honvéd. Pushkak has gone to Slovan Liberec. Brunsvig has finally left for Stromstedt. Kiss has left. Tapa has gone on loan to Debrecen again. Adrino had agreed to join Man City for 3.4 million. He couldn't get a work permit, so Porto came in and went, "We'll give you 3.4 million," and he has left. And Hidalgo, I'm so sad. Hidalgo's left. 6 million we got for him. We paid 64,000. The amount of money we made on this transfer, but he was a first team regular all the time. Like his first season, 24 games, 1 goal. 1 goal, pretty good for a centre back. And then 45 and 12, 48 and 10. And the man was a scoring machine. We got 6 million for him. Reputation wise, that's quite a good deal. So sad to see him go. Jumping age of 18. The man, he's a beast. He is a beast. But he wanted to leave. Nantes came in for him, and Parma. He picked Parma. So for this game, we are lining up with Milan Werner in goal, just because he hasn't left yet, so we might as well give him the chance. Perez has been quite good, but I think Werner, just for this game, to see what gets on. Fleck and Bordet as our wing-backs, Medina and Barreto as our centre-backs, Zamorano and O'Neill in central midfield, with Gilmer and Carlsberg as our wide men, Oriola and Mandira starting up front. We do have a couple of players returning from injury. Grodum is back. I'm not going to risk him. He can only play 45 minutes. Just going to leave him sit this one out. And Keterish is recovering from an injury. Not fully recovered yet, though. So he's going to sit this one out as well. Tinoco, who has only just recently joined us from Braga, wants to he's considering his future, because we didn't register him for the last round for the Champions League. We registered him for this round, and he got annoyed that we didn't register him. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on. So he complained after he made his league debut as well. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on. So he's just going to sit this one out because I don't understand why. So he's just going to not be involved today. And that's just fine, I guess. We still have Maputa and Bordet. We have plenty of left backs that are out. Well, we have a left back that's out. We have McKenzie. So if needs be, we can always just get McKenzie to return from his loan at Fassas, and we'll go from there. Yeah, it's interesting. Milan Werner actually wants to leave, and he hasn't given as much trouble as Tinoco has, who's only ever meant to be a squad player anyway. So I don't know why he was expecting to be called into, or like why he'd think he'd be registered for the Champions League team anyway. Because like Bourdais is our utility man at the back, can play right back, left back, and does a decent job centre back, and can play in central midfield to a fairly decent standard. So, you know, I don't know. But yeah, we've a couple of strange situations. I'm not sure why some of these players want to leave, but that's fine. There was an American goalkeeper actually we were looking at potentially bringing in, and he refused to agree to discuss terms with us. Oriola gets his second of the season. His strike partner for today, Mandira, is he's not been doing it so far this year. He's had a little bit of a slow start to the season. Did score twice so far, but he's been snatching at shots quite a significant amount recently. So we have to see what happens. But Vlek beautifully takes the ball past his man, gets the ball across, and one of their defenders was just standing in the way and got very, very lucky that he got enough on it for it to roll back into their goalkeeper's hands, and they get away with it. We're going to chuck a bit of encouragement. I know it's going to annoy them. I knew it was going to annoy them, but we are only one up. We are 6-2 on aggregate, but still, I want more. So that was would you say an interesting first half? I'm not so sure. I'm not happy with the performance. A lot of players are complacent, so we'll have to see. Like Mandira, 6.6 again. He's just, I don't understand. Like normally he starts hot, has like a really poor middle part of the season, and then gets good again. Maybe it's because he's playing on the left instead of the right this time, because he was playing on the right last season. Oh, what a goal by Zamorano! So yeah, it might just be that he's playing on. But when he started playing for us, he was on the other side. It was only in the last season or so that I've moved the complete or the other striker to the left side. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe we try him on the right again and just see if that makes any difference. If it does, I'll just be like, oh, he doesn't even have like a side that he's more comfortable on. It's just, yeah, no side preference. But does he though? But does he though? This game so far has just been kind of what you'd expect. Comfortable. If Mandira hasn't scored by the 65th minute, we're going to take him off. Speaking to Devil, before we've even changed it, he is caught offside. Do we even? Yeah, we do actually. I was going to say, do we even? Oh, Medina gets an own goal. Oh, Brain Medina. Medina. I know his name's not Brain, but I'm going to call him Brain. Brain Medina. Medina. Why do I keep saying Medina? I think I've caught a case. The stupid. I'm going to take him off, and I'm going to bring on Katarik. Yeah, Katarik can play there. I should probably swap him and Barreto around because Barreto is the taller of the two centre backs. But we'll just leave it. Is he? No, Barreto is just, he's got the better heading. That's what it is. They're both 6 foot tall, but he's got better heading. Vlek finds Zamorano, gets the ball to Vlek, who's having a poor game. He's right back's not a position you can really have a bad game, because we do have a number of options at right back now. Oh, what a header by, was that O'Neill? That was. Puts the Tiblisi player under pressure. Gilmer picks up the ball, and nobody was there to just tap it in. Oh, Zamorano gives away. That was, he nudged him. It literally said at the bottom that he nudged him, and that was enough to give them a penalty. I feel like there's some bias going on here. What a save by Werner. Pretty decent. He saved a penalty against Puskás Academia as well. It's like that is something that Werner's quite good at, which if he does leave, I'm gonna be sad because I don't really want a guy who can. Oh, what a save by Werner! The man is on an absolute mission. I suppose putting himself in the shop window. Didn't even think of that actually. In the shop window. That's what we did, but he's so far offside. How is he not offside? He was like 15 yards ahead of any other. Oh, Bordet. No, he was so far offside. Surely they're going to show. Yeah. Okay. How far offside was this dude? Oh, it was Bordet that kept him on. Well. 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 Alright, we're going to take off Carlsberg because he's playing poorly, but no, Zamorano is tired. Fleck is playing terribly. We don't have a right back to bring on for him because we don't have a left back on the bench. So that means Bordet can't swap over. It's going to take off Zamorano. We're going to bring on Johansson. Zamorano has spent his entire career at the club so far as a box-to-box midfielder. And this season, we're like, hey, do you want to be a Mazzella? And he's like, okay. Sounds fine. But we are potentially going to win this game. Johansson gets the ball to Fleck. Could be a good time to do something now. My man. Get the ball across. Sliced it clear, but Johansson gets it to O'Neill. It's booted clear again, but O'Neill's going to get there. Gets the ball forward to Carlsberg, Oriola, Savic, Carlsberg. How does Carlsberg miss? Alright, so we go to Tiblisi, get a 2-2 draw. That's fine. That's fine. I'm happy. Mandira, probably not going to start the next game. Like, he normally starts, like I said, starts really well. Fades in like the middle of the season and picks himself up for the second half. Shamrock Rovers have knocked out Dinamo Kiev. And we're taking on Dinamo in the next round. Okay. Or do we just skip to the Dinamo second leg? I think that's what we'll do. Rather than playing Ferencvaros and then having another episode where we take on like Dinamo and Vasas or Dinamo and Debrecen, we'll just come back for the second leg against Dinamo Zagreb. So don't go anywhere. Could be a potential us in the Champions League group stage for the second season in a row, which would be fantastic. Spartak or Shamrock Rovers could be in there as well. That's what is going on with this FM. What is going on with this? Right, fellas, back now for the game against Dinamo, and we've been doing quite well since we were here last. In the Dinamo Tbilisi game, we went and beat Ferencvaros 4-1. Vlek did break his leg, however, so that was a little bit of a downside to the game. Against Dinamo Zagreb, Maputa, who picked up a knock, scored an absolute worldie with his right leg. Standing room only, but still smashed it in the back of the net. And then against Debrecen, we were a bit wayward, I would say. 1-0. Oriola getting the goal. Carlsberg did miss a penalty, which was not ideal. But we have had some transfers happen since we were here last. We're keeping on top of everything. You know, spending lots of money. We brought in this guy, Satis Neomamsap Tongchai from Motong United, a Thai centre midfielder. He looks a decent player. So he's come in and made his debut. We signed this guy just for the B team because he's got terrible finishing, and I like that. I like my B team to have an awful goal scorer, because for some reason they still score lots of goals. I've been chasing this guy for a couple of seasons, Fuskis, who I think he looks quite good. We paid 11 million for him, was his release clause, so he has joined us. Not very good internationally, 21 appearances, 3 goals, but I think he could do quite well. He's not registered to play in the league yet. We haven't come to the point where I can register him, but he is registered to play in the Champions League, so he's going to be playing against Dinamo Zagreb today. And we also signed one of his teammates, who is valued at, we paid 5 million and potentially 5 million. David Kromosota. We've loaned him back out. Potential cost of 5 million. Okay. We've loaned him to Victor Poulsen, who hopefully is going to get some game time. We signed him, and everyone got really unhappy because I didn't have room in my Champions League squad to put him in. So that was fun. So the last thing you saw was Hidalgo going to Parma. Not much has happened since then. Said Awad has gone back to Hanvid on loan. They came in, he wanted to go to them, so that's fine. Rustum also has gone to Pushkash Academia, so they've signed yet another centre back that I didn't really have any interest in playing. He wasn't getting team or game time in our B team. They've signed our Lebanese guy who I bought him for absolutely nothing. But we are going into this game with a 1-goal advantage, so hopefully we can continue winning, which would be nice. So Werner continues or I'm not sure if Werner was in goal for the last game, but Werner starts in goal for this one. Bartek and Tinoco as our wing backs. Barreto and Stepanenko as our central defence, with Zamorano and O'Neill in central midfield. Gilmer and Carlsberg as our wide men. Oriola and Fuskis as our strike force. Grodum actually is not going to be fit enough to play. He came back from his injury, picked up an injury in the last game against Debrecen. So he's going to be sitting this one out. We do also have Vlek, who is out for 6 months with a broken leg. Medina is suspended. Maputa is injured, and Gitarik also injured. So we're kind of going a little bit on bare bones. Mary had an offer from, Ferenc Cavalos came in and tried to loan Mary, but I said no, because I don't think he'd be served well going out on loan. I'm going to put my finger actually say we cannot be complacent, and then put my fists through them, say that I have faith in every one of them. This is Fuskis' debut, like I said, so it's a bit of a debut of fire. Quite an important game for us, the playoff for the Champions League group stage, making your debut. Can't imagine that's the comfiest of times to make your debut, but we are, like I said, we're not able to play him in the league, so he's got to get the games where he can. But we are a little bit under the cosh. Dinamo absolutely dominating the first 15 minutes or so. Oh, Barreto's been sent off. Right. Okay, so we're going to take O'Neill off, because O'Neill looks like he's potentially going to get booked. Going to take O'Neill, bring on Katerish, but swap him over with Stepanenko. I can't believe Barreto got himself sent off. And this is Karetish's first game back from an injury, so hopefully he doesn't pick up another injury. That would not be ideal. In theory, I should go more defensive, but we've had 2 shots, 2 on target. We've been unlucky so far. Dinamo have taken 4 shots, only had 1 on target, 5 shots. So not a huge amount is happening apart from Barreto getting sent off. Shouldn't have started Barreto in the first place. Poor O'Neill was just running around having a grand time, and then he's just pulled off. Not in that way, but he was hauled off at like that 20-something minute mark. Tinoco, demotivated. That's I'm seriously considering whether Pedro Tinoco should even be in the team, because he's been irritating me so much. The keeper punches clear. Oriola, who's been moved back to central midfield, wins the ball. Carlsberg looking for a penalty, passes it to Tinoco. If we concede here, Tinoco's coming off. If we concede, Tinoco's coming off. No. Kulajak, he's also another striker I've been looking at. I need to stop spending money on strikers. I need to stop spending money on defenders, and I need to stop spending money, because we don't really have anyone we need to buy. I did go in for a Real Madrid striker when I was looking at Fusikis, and he went to Ajax instead. Surprisingly, wouldn't even talk to us. Wouldn't even give us the time of day. So he made me sad, but this is fine. Tinoco is coming off. We're going to bring on Bordet for him. We're going to just tell him that we think he's fantastic. Bordet is, like I said, the handiest player for us to have, because he can just kind of do everything. He can play left back, centre back, and right back. Not great at right back, but he can play there. Okay, for a second there, everyone stopped. I was like, is that a penalty? Are you really going to give a penalty for that? Okay, so everything seems fine. Bartek, it's been a game of minimal highlights. Stepanenko boots it clear, but the Dinamo Zagreb goalkeeper gets a hold of it. Fuskis hasn't really had the best of debuts, but he hasn't really been given a huge amount of opportunity to get involved. Stepanenko, I swear to God. Oh, beautiful tackle by Stepanenko. Unfortunately, nobody's up there. It looked like he was offside when he got the ball, but everything's fine. Katerish boots it clear as hard as he can. Unfortunately, didn't get it very far. We're going to have to make a change because we have very tired players on the pitch. Who is... Gilmar's playing poorly. So is Carlsberg. We don't have a left winger on the bench. So Gilmar, you can go over to the left wing. Savage can come on the right. Gilmar, just being an inverted winger. To be fair, he is much better as an inverted winger on either side. But I do like having inside forwards, regardless of whether they can be inside forwards or not. I prefer them to be inside forwards. Zamorano and Bartek. Oh, they're down to 10 men now. Serovic, I'm guessing he's their left back by the fact that he is number 3. But then again, Grodom used to be number 6. So we have no excuse now. It's 10 men each. We spent the majority of that game down to 10 men. 17th minute, Barreto got himself sent off for a silly challenge, but we've qualified for the group stage. That'll do me, my friends. That'll do me. So, not the greatest of games, but it's still a game nonetheless. Roy Janssen has a little bit of interest in him for loans. That'll be interesting. We might potentially be loaning him out. Fuzikas didn't have a great debut. Bredo is banned for 1 match. And we have qualified for the Champions League. We have, haven't we? That was a playoff game. Okay, yeah. So, always have to wait for the other teams. Okay, so you're not going to see in this episode who we draw in the next round, but there will be games being played. So, make sure to come back for that. Hopefully, we get a decent draw. It would be nice if we got a relatively easy group, but I seriously doubt we will. Shamrock Rovers look like they're getting knocked out by Legia, which, you know, they did really quite well to make it this far. But that being said, we will be back for the first Champions League group game. Potentially anyway. Potentially the first group game. Maybe the second. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'll see what the groups look like when we get it. So if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!